Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to tackle something really important, how to manage the huge financial challenges that come with an ALS diagnosis. We're going to try and turn what feels like an impossible maze into a clear path forward. All right, let's just start with a number that can absolutely stop you in your tracks. Over $120,000. That's the potential cost a family facing ALS could be looking at every single year. We're talking medications, caregiving, essential equipment. It's a truly staggering figure. So to make this all feel a bit more real, we're going to follow the story of Sarah. She's a teacher, she's a mom, and her journey really shows what this financial challenge actually feels like for a family. When you see a number like that, you have to ask, is there any way to navigate this? Is there a roadmap to secure your family's future? Well, the good news is, yes, a roadmap does exist, and that's exactly what this explainer is all about. We're going to walk you through a series of practical and even pretty creative strategies that can make a massive difference. Okay, before we dive in, a really important note. Everything we're about to cover is for general guidance, all right? Please make sure you consult a certified financial planner for advice that's tailored specifically to your situation. All right, let's get into it. Part 1 is all about building that solid financial foundation. These are the absolute critical first moves every family should make. It all starts here. First, you've got to conduct a full financial audit. Get a complete picture of exactly where you stand. Second, maximize every single bit of your insurance coverage. And third, and this one's key, immediately apply for the government support you're entitled to. And if you're thinking, how much of a big deal can insurance be? Think again. Hiring a healthcare advocate to successfully appeal insurance denials can potentially save a family up to $50,000 a year. That is a powerful, powerful first move. Establishing a secure income base is so crucial. We're talking about programs like Social Security Disability Insurance, or SSDI, which are actually expedited for ALS patients. If you combine that with VA benefits for veterans, this can create a vital income stream of up to $48,000 a year. So, now that the foundation is in place, it's time to tackle the major costs. We're going to look at some really specific tactics for medication, equipment, and care. Let's start with medication, because this can be a huge one. For those really expensive drugs like Relievrio and Radicava, patient assistance programs, or PAPs, from the drug manufacturers can be an absolute lifesaver, potentially saving you, get this, up to $150,000 per year. And the savings don't stop there. For your other medications, you can layer strategies. Use apps like GoodRx for generics, tap into your state's specific programs, or even explore vetted international pharmacies. These things can add up to thousands more in annual savings. The power of insurance becomes crystal clear when you look at durable medical equipment, or DME. A power wheelchair that costs $15,000 retail can drop to just $3,000 after Medicare's 80% coverage kicks in. I mean, that's a total game changer. And you don't always have to buy new. Think of this as a sort of menu of options. You can rent for short-term needs, borrow from state programs, find donated items from nonprofits, or even crowdsource from online communities. There are so many ways to get what you need for little to no cost. When it comes to the huge expense of caregiving, a blended approach is absolutely key. This isn't about one single solution. It's about combining help from family and community, using part-time professionals, leveraging gig platforms, and even tapping into community support like respite vouchers. Home access is another one of those big-ticket items, but some resourceful thinking can save you thousands. So, instead of a permanent $5,000 ramp, how about a portable one combined with help from a local trade school? You could achieve the same goal for a fraction of the cost. Okay, now for some of the truly creative strategies. This is where we get to think outside the box, using technology and community in ways you might not expect. So let me ask you this question. Do you think a $50 device can do the work of a $5,000 system? It gets to the heart of using smart technology. And the answer is a resounding yes. An off-the-shelf smart speaker like an Amazon Echo can control lights, play music, and make calls. It can perform many of the same functions as one of those specialized systems that costs thousands and thousands of dollars more. Seriously, the creative solutions are everywhere. Telehealth can lower therapy costs. Co-housing can split caregiving bills. Even small virtual fundraisers or getting a sponsorship from a local hardware store for a ramp can make a real financial impact. So after putting all of these strategies into action, what does the financial picture actually look like for Sarah's family? Let's take a look at the result. Just look at how these strategies start to stack up. By layering just a few of them, like sharing caregiving, finding donated equipment, and using tax breaks, the savings become substantial and very, very real. And here is the bottom line. By combining these different approaches, Sarah's family was able to reduce their annual out-of-pocket costs by $40,000. That slashed that scary $120,000 figure down to a much more manageable $80,000. We've walked through the roadmap, but the journey always begins with a single action. Looking at this whole plan, what's the one step you can take today? Because that first step is the most powerful one of all.